One thing I love to do around this time of October is watch all the Halloween movies, and since the new one's coming out soon, I thought I'd give my take on which Halloween movie is the best and which one is the shittiest. Now, the reason why I'm not putting Season of the Witch in this count is because it doesn't have Michael Myers in it, like, at all. And if I remember correctly, he does sort of pop up in the movie as like a trailer on TV. Yeah, that doesn't count. So I might give Season of the Witch its own video of its own since I barely saw it. But for now, it's not going to be in this countdown. Okay, so starting at number 10, we have Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Okay, so I only seen this movie twice in my life. The first time I saw it was like when it first went free on demand. Yeah, on demand. And it was just so weird. So a lot of people on YouTube says it's underrated in other Halloween countdowns. So I decided, you know what? I'm old enough. I'll give it a second shot. And the movie is just terrible. I mean, what's with the white horse? Like, really, what's with the white horse? Like, I've been trying to get that through the whole entire movie. Like, why? What does it mean? What does it mean? The only person in this movie that I actually care about is Chucky himself, Brad Dourif, because he carries this movie. Literally, his acting is great, his character is great, and I just feel bad for him. Like, everything that happens to this guy, I just feel bad. He even took Laurie in after the events of number 1, and fuck. And not to mention, this movie's biggest sin is at the end, when they take off Michael Myers' mask, revealing his face. Like, you don't do that. I'm sorry, you just don't do that. You can show glimpses of his face, but you can't take off his face, showing the world what he really looks like. And ironically enough, he kind of looks like my older brother. But there is something good about this movie. The beginning of the movie kind of mirrors the original Halloween 2, where it takes place, it's the same night, and it takes place in a hospital. Now, those scenes were pretty good, but come to find out, it was just
all a dream.
All a dream. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's the movie I want to see. Overall, I felt like this movie was a complete waste of my time, and it deserves its spot at number 10 on this list. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, at number 9, we have Halloween 6. This movie continues the events of 4 and 5, also known as the Thorn Trilogy, more like the Shit Trilogy. Halloween 6 is just a bad movie with weird plot threads, making Michael supernatural and getting his niece pregnant. Yeah, he gets his niece pregnant. Ant-Man's in this movie, so 2 thumbs up for that. Also, this movie will be the actor Donald Pleasance's last role as Samuel Loomis and last role in general, because after the movie, he winds up passing away in real life. There's actually 2 different versions of this movie, the theatrical cut and the producer's cut, and they're both shit. The theatrical cut has a lot more kills, but it doesn't make sense story-wise, even though the story itself already doesn't make sense. But the producer's cut, it kind of explains more about the cult aspect of the story, but still, the ending to it sucks, and there's not that many kills at the end. They literally beat Michael by drawing a circle around him, and Michael just stands there. Yeah. This movie's at number 9. At number 8, we have Halloween 5. Now, this movie I kind of have mixed feelings about. Mostly due to nostalgia, because I would watch Halloween 4, and then it's like I have to watch Halloween 5 right after. Overall, this movie does have some nice, decent kills from Michael Myers. I really like that little farm scene where he uses the pitchfork to kill. Also, there's a little moment where we get to see Michael Myers very sympathetic with his niece, and we actually see him shed a tear. Also, Loomis in this movie is kind of a dick. He uses Michael's niece as bait, and that's just not cool, dude. Not cool. Also, they killed the main heroine of Halloween 4 right in the beginning, and we're left with her shitty, slutty, fucking friend that all she cares about is getting some dick. Literally, that's all she cares about. At number 7, we have Halloween Resurrection. Now, this movie, I low-key have a soft spot for. Only because I rented it a lot as a kid from Blockbuster. And I mean a lot. This movie's about these college kids spending the night at Michael Myers' house using video webcams. Busta Rhymes is in this one. Huh. This movie honestly seems like it was supposed to be a different movie, but they just threw Michael Myers in the mix. One major thing I really hated about this movie is right in the beginning, they kill off Laurie Strode, and after Michael Myers finally kills off his sister, he's just like, okay, I'm done. And then he just hands his knife over to some random psycho in the asylum. And she's like, here you go, alright, I'm done. The kills in this movie are pretty okay, but overall, the movie pretty sucked. Now, at number 6, we have Rob Zombie's Halloween. Now, I would have put in this movie higher if it wasn't a reboot of Halloween. Now, hear me out. The beginning of this movie seems like a prequel to the original Halloween franchise, but then it slowly becomes a reboot. And I honestly think Rob Zombie wanted to do a prequel and not a reboot, but I think John Carpenter just told him, no, just make it your own, just do your own thing. And he was like, alright. And I honestly like the prequel aspect of this movie. Once it starts leaning towards Halloween 1's plot line is where I really hate the movie. I can't get into it at all at that point. I really enjoyed young Michael, though. It gives him a motivation on why he did everything. You know what I'm saying? One thing I can live about is if they took out all the fuck in this movie. It's just fuck this, fuck that, fuck. Come on. We get it, Rob Zombie, you're edgy. Can we just get a fucking Halloween movie already? Fuck. Also, this movie committed a really big sin that I really did not like. Machete's character in this movie, right? He looked after Michael, and he was basically his only friend. He talked to him every day, and all he is a janitor there. And Michael just kills him for no fucking reason. Oh, he's pure evil. Don't give me that bullshit. That's fucked up. I don't even care if he is pure evil. That's just, come on. Now, number 5, we have Halloween 4. Now, being the first of the Thorn trilogy, the movie isn't too half bad. Characters are really enjoyable, the kills are pretty great, and the character of Samuel Loomis shines bright in this movie. He steals the show and is just badass. Now, my main concerns of this movie isn't even the movie itself, it's Michael Myers and the way he looks. For some reason, they gave him shoulder pads to make him more, I don't even know. Threatening? I don't fucking know. But how can you be threatening with that pale white mask? His mask looks so goofy in this movie. It's like looking at a cartoon character. How am I supposed to be afraid of that? Not to mention, in the middle of this movie, we see Michael Myers for a glimpse second, wearing a pink mask with blonde hair. What the fuck? Get your shit together, Halloween 4. At number 4, we have Halloween Halloween H2O. Now, this movie is actually not half bad, and it retcons 4, 5, and 6, and starts a brand new timeline. In this timeline, the only canon movies are Halloween 1, Halloween 2, and then it goes straight to Halloween H2O. The movie's pretty good, but it kind of feels like a Scream ripoff in a way. I don't know if it's just because the time it was released and Scream was the big franchise at that time or what. Actually, Scream 2 actually plays on one of the TVs in the movie. Now, this might seem shocking to you, but what makes this movie so high up isn't Michael Myers at all. It's Laurie's character development. She steals the show in this movie, and she is the sole reason why the movie's high up on this list, because Michael Myers just... His reasoning, how he got there, and how he survived too, just doesn't make any sense. Not only that, but his mask is terrible. Michael's mask in this movie has huge eye holes where you can see his eyes. They're not black, you just see his fucking eyes. And he has goofy, fucked up hair, and the mask looks tight as fuck. Not only that, but for a glimpse second, they have a CGI mask. Like, why the... Also, I feel like they should have shown more Michael Myers in this movie, but I can understand why they didn't, because nobody wants to see that goofy fuck. Also, as I mentioned before, this movie takes place right after Halloween 2. In Halloween 2, Michael got his eyes shot out and was fucking engulfed in flames. This movie takes 17 years later after that. And, well, actually, no, it's 20 years later, isn't it? Because it's Halloween H2O. Anyway, it takes a long fucking time after that movie. And Michael Myers is just out and about, fucking healthy as ever, and decides, you know what, I'm gonna go find my sister and kill her. Like, what were you doing for 20 years? Did you have a fucking wife and kids, kissed them goodbye, I'm like, oh, off to kill my sister. Like, how did he survive? So many plot holes in this movie. And number 3, we have Halloween 2018. And this movie is almost like the perfected version of Halloween H2O. And they kind of did what H2O did, ignoring all the other movies, but this one goes even further. This movie and its canon timeline only counts Halloween 1, which means Halloween 2 never happened. So this movie is 40 years later after Michael fell off the balcony in the first movie. Which also means Laurie and Michael Myers are not related, because that was a key detail that they mentioned in Halloween 2 to kind of give him a motivation to go after Laurie. But nope, in this version, he's just a crazy guy who escaped from a mental institute and went on a killing spree. And it so happens that Laurie was one of the people he just felt like killing. Now, I can go on and on why I love this movie. Obviously, it's my number 3 spot, so I'm going to say, oh, the kills were great, and the mood was great, and the characters were great, and etc., etc., but I kind of want to talk about the things I did not like about this movie. So, every time I watch this movie in theaters, at home, you know, every Halloween, I notice this one detail that just pisses me off. Because if this is a sequel to Halloween 1, why the hell is he so gory with his kills? Like, I'm talking about gory. Like, after he kills somebody, they look like they just fucking watched the Grudge movie. Not the Grudge, The Ring. I'm sorry. Yeah, The Ring. That's the one with the videotape, right? They look like they just saw The Ring like 30 times and their face is all like all weird. Like, okay, the guy's 61 years old. He's not doing that. He didn't even do that when he was 21. So, doesn't make any sense. Also, I do like the over-the-shoulder shots when Michael's just roaming around on Halloween, just going house to house killing people. But I kind of missed that feeling in the old movies where we see through Michael's eyes. Like, where the camera is Michael, like, where it's Michael's perspective on everything. That's what I missed, and that's what I loved that they added in Halloween 2. Also, this movie starts a new trilogy for Halloween. There's this 2018 Halloween movie, Halloween Kills, that I just watched, and I don't know quite where to put it on this timeline yet. I need to watch it. You know, I need to let it, like, mellow in my head for a little bit before I give it like a proper ranking. And then they're going to do Halloween Ends, which will end this little trilogy that they have. So depending on those 2 movies is where I'll rank this higher or lower on the list. But for now, it's at number 3. Time for number 2. Now, my number 2 spot might be a little controversial, but hey. Number 2, Halloween 1, 1978. Now, there's so many reasons why this movie's great, but if I were to sum it up with one word, silence. This movie is silence. What makes this movie still scary today in the year 2021 is that it's just so quiet. All you hear is the music, and that it builds up so much suspense. So that when Michael pops out, it's jumping, like it's chilling. But I would like to bring up a point that I really started thinking about since I watched the Halloween reboot, the Rob Zombie version, and that's Michael's parents. Where are they? Because all Michael did was kill his older sister, and that was it. And then they sent him to a mental institution. His mom and dad come home, they're like, Michael? And they take off his mask. And they, I guess, were just like, you know what, fuck this kid. He killed his sister, we're sending him to a mental institution. We don't want to deal with that. Which I kind of thought was mind-boggling. I mean, they gave, I think the mom a brief mention in Halloween Kills, but still, like, where's his parents? In this movie, Michael is 21 years old, and nobody notified his mom and dad, like, yo, your son escaped. Like, I don't know, it just didn't really make sense to me. Anyway, on to the next one. And number 1, we have Halloween 2. Remember what I was talking about, that whole silence thing? Halloween 2 takes that to the extreme. Also, in this movie, we get a lot more slashery goriness. Like, when I mean goriness, I just mean blood. Because in the first one, there wasn't that much blood. But in this one, like, when Michael stabbed somebody in the first one, you didn't really, like, get a good picture of it. But in this one, you see it. And also, you see through Michael's eyes. Like, you see through his perspective. Right after he fell off the roof, you just see him, like, stalking people through his eyes. Not over the shoulder, but through his eyes. And that's what I loved. Also, there's a booby scene. And the hospital setting, like, it's just so much anxiety. Like, it gives me so much anxiety. Like, could you imagine being in Laurie's perspective? You're in this isolated building. There's no one there. And you have Michael Myers killing and stalking everyone. And it's just so quiet. Then you try to escape in one of the cars. There's a parking lot. All the tires are slashed. Michael Myers made sure there ain't nobody leaving this bitch. Also, it gives Michael Myers a satisfying kill. Like, he gets his eyes blown out, and you get the iconic bleeding Michael Myers mask. It looks so fucking cool. And he gets blown up. Loomis fucking Allah Akbars and blows them both up. Like, there's no way Michael's coming back from that. He's literally engulfed in flames. Not like in Halloween Kills where he gets his, like, matches slightly burnt. He's engulfed in flames. Flames are coming out of his eyes. And the iconic Mr. Sandman song. Oh my god. When I hear bum 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 Mr. Sandman, that's all I think of is Halloween 2. And was that the boogeyman? I think it was. Well, that's my ranking of all the Halloween movies. I really hoped you enjoyed this little ranking system I did for these movies. And, maybe I'll do more horror movies in the future. I don't know. Maybe we'll do like a Friday the 13th, a Child's Play, who knows. But I'm No Life King, and I'll see you guys next time.